Do you think it's okay to use your cell phone, let's say, at the dinner table with your family?
With your family,
Yeah.
I would say definitely not
Okay.
because I had my cell phone since like fifth grade,
Okay.
and ever since I was never told to use it. And when I did, my parents got extremely angry at me,
Okay.
and it was just one of the rules where, I mean, it's just one of the things that you just don't do,
Right. Right.
especially in front of your parents. However, with your friends, it's kind of acceptable that you do. But
Right.
personally, I still think that it's just not it's poor manner to use your cell phone because it kind of takes away your attention from your friends that you're eating
Right.
with. So I don't agree with.
Like picking up my phone in the dinner table with
With your
my parents
parents,
are there is
yeah.
completely fine.
I would text during
During like
meals
family
with them.
dinners.
And like, of course, my parents would be like, "Can you just tell them we're eating dinner and stuff?" And like, I'll be like, "Yeah, okay."
You absolutely do not use your phone in class. That's like the worst offense you could do it in classroom setting, because the culture in Korea is that the teacher is someone above you. He's not an equal. He's someone above. He's teaching you something. He's lending you something. He's lending you knowledge, right? So you respect that person because he's like an upper teacher's like someone upper you. At least for
Right.
that moment you're in the classroom.
Right.
As soon as you go out of the classroom, you're the equal. But when you're in the classroom, he's something like, the culture shows you that he's something like, he or she's something greater than you for like not greater but like, you respect them.
Of greater
You give them
respect,
the
yeah.
utmost respect. And using your mobile phone basically is saying that I'm not paying attention in class, I'm paying attention to my mobile phone. Which is
Right.
the almost disrespectful thing you can do. And the consequences in hagwons with school is pretty bad. Like, you would lose your phone for a day. Like, the hagwons wouldn't return it to you. They would call your parents. I don't know, but you just don't do it.
Do people text in class?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But we don't. Yeah,
So what?
we keep it low.
Right. Right.
People generally agree that you probably shouldn't talk to somebody else on the phone while you're eating with someone.
Right. Right.
But it's just something that people do anyway.
Okay.
And so now it's kind of becoming more acceptable, not because their cultural
Values.
have changed, but because of their actions have changed.
Right.
And once they start using it, they just keep doing it, and it's just hard to stop doing it.
The culture in Korea is very competitive. Like, Korea wants to be like the number one in
Mhm.
everything. That's why they want to succeed. They want to outdo like with the Western countries. So the government it has a kind of like protectionism. Say like, government wants to protect its own like national companies such as Samsung, LG. They
Right.
want them to grow, and how they make them grow is by subsidizing these phones, which allows these companies to just distribute and sell more of these phones to the community.
Regardless of price.
Regardless of price. That kind of explains why there are like 50 million phones in Korea, mobile phones in Korea, in
Right.
service, when there are only 48 million people. So it has less to do with mobile technology itself than the dialogue.
Okay. So it more has to do with like you think the culture and that just the respect in that type of environment as opposed to specifically like your mobile phone rings, like is it okay to pick it up or not?
It's not. It's more about the culture.
It's more okay.
It's not about the technology. One of the cultural things is that a lot of people in Korea, when they commute
Right.
through public transportation, you see a lot of them sleeping. You
Really?
don't see that often here.
Yeah.
But if you're a foreigner and you sit in a public subway line and you're sitting on a public train, like public cabin, at least I would guarantee that more than half of the people are sleeping, because they usually work so hard and work so late. They usually don't find time to sleep that often, and they usually find the time to sleep during like their commute.
Their transit times.
Yeah, but you don't see that often, right, in America, right? They're
No,
usually,
yeah, you
like,
never
reading
see
a
that.
newspaper,
On their cell
like
phone.
talking to.
Arguing for like why Korea is so much more advanced than like other Asian countries besides like Japan and technology is because of our language. It fits perfectly on the American keyboard.
A lot of the time, when you have dead time like that, the culture in Korea lends itself to working so hard and so often that during that dead time you're not using
Yeah.
your cell phone. You
You're
want to
usually
focus
sleeping,
on yourself.
and because there are other people sleeping inside the library, you don't want to disturb them. You don't want to talk loudly, and like if I'm in a subway and I'm talking really loudly to my friend, people would stare at me like, what a young kid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What an immature kid. Like, you don't want to like talk
You,
loudly.
yeah.
The same goes with talking on the phone. You don't want to talk loudly. You would keep it really quiet, or you would try to text another person.
So I'm using a Korean phone.
Right.
And no, everybody uses them pretty much the same way. Like,
People are falling down the path of just using their mobile phone, or do you think they're beginning to realize that this is just something normal? This is an evolution, and we just need to figure out how to deal with it.
I think it's the latter. They're trying to figure out a way to deal with it. For example, when you buy a phone in Korea, along with the cell phone manual comes a little thin packet that's titled like cell phone etiquette, and there's like a list of 50 different like sentences that show like etiquette. And whether you read it or not, the fact that the companies are producing like this such manual shows that they're realizing that mobile technology can be detrimental as well, like that it could be detrimental as well as beneficial, and they're trying to combat the the bad parts of mobile technology by like producing these pamphlets that show like